Okay, so have you ever felt like, you just need a mental reset? Like your brain is just stuck on overdrive and you can't get it to stop.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So for this deep dive, we're ditching the tech overload for a change.
Okay.
We're going old school,
I like it.
right?
Yeah.
We're talking about like building your own personal mental well-being toolkit
Okay.
with surprisingly like simple but powerful techniques. It's
Right.
kind of like rediscovering ancient wisdom
Hmm.
for like modern day calm.
What's fascinating to me is how these techniques have really endured. It's like
Hmm.
our ancestors, they were really onto something
Yeah.
about finding peace and resilience. And now science is actually like catching up to explain why they work, which is really interesting.
It is. It's so true. So first up, breathing. I mean, we all do it,
Right.
right? We have to.
Of course. Yeah.
But are we doing it right?
But that's a great question. And a lot of people don't realize that they tend to breathe really shallowly, which keeps your nervous system on high alert all the time.
Whoa.
But when you engage in diaphragmatic breathing, that's where you're breathing deep into your belly.
Okay.
It actually stimulates a very important nerve called the vagus nerve.
Okay, hold up. The what nerve?
The vagus
All
nerve.
right.
It's like
Yeah.
imagine like your body's own personal chill out switch.
Okay.
And it runs all the way from your brain down to your gut.
Oh, wow.
So when you do this deep belly breathing, it's like flicking that switch, right? It slows your heart rate, it eases tension,
Hmm.
and it basically tells your brain, it's all good, we can relax now.
So that's why just taking a few deep breaths
Yeah.
can make such a difference.
Exactly.
With a mini vacation
Yeah.
for your nervous system.
Exactly. And if you really want to take it a step further, there's this method called the 4-7-8 method.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
I have. Yeah, I've heard of this.
So you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold for 7, and you exhale for 8. It's like a rhythmic pattern interrupt for those anxious thoughts.
Yeah, I've tried that one. And it's actually like surprisingly powerful.
It is.
How quickly it can shift your state of mind.
Totally.
Speaking of shifting your state of mind, what about meditation?
Okay.
I'll admit, it's always seemed a bit intimidating to me.
Right.
Like, you need to be a Zen master to do it right.
Right. You think you have to be on a mountaintop somewhere
Yeah.
wearing a robe.
Exactly.
But that is actually a very, very common misconception.
Okay.
Meditation is not about like emptying your mind completely.
Right.
It's more about like befriending it,
Okay.
noticing your thoughts without judgment, just letting them drift by like clouds.
Okay, that feels a lot more doable.
Right.
But what if my thoughts are more like storm clouds?
That's where guided imagery can be really powerful.
Okay.
So imagine being led through a peaceful forest, maybe.
Okay.
You can feel the sun on your skin,
Yeah.
hear the leaves rustling. It can really help to shift your focus away from those storm clouds
Yeah.
and towards a more like calming mental landscape.
It's like a mental vacation,
Exactly.
but without the packing.
Exactly.
No airports.
Exactly. I like that. So what about like a body scan meditation? Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, that's another great one. So you basically bring awareness to each part of your body,
Okay.
noticing any tension, and then gently releasing it. It's a really fantastic way to become more grounded and present in your physical selves.
Right.
Which can be really, really helpful when your mind is racing a mile a minute.
Yeah, definitely. So we've talked about like calming the mind through breathing and meditation.
Yes, yeah.
But what about actually directing our energy towards what we want to create in our lives?
Right.
That's where manifestation comes in, right?
Exactly.
And let's be real, some of it sounds like a bit too good to be true.
You're right to be, discerning about it.
Yeah.
Because manifestation is not just wishing for $1 million.
And then magically finding it in your backyard the next day.
Exactly.
It's more about intentional living.
Okay.
It starts with setting clear goals.
Okay.
And I mean, crystal clear, not just, I want to be successful.
So instead of successful, it's more like, I want to lead a team on a project that revolutionizes sustainable energy by 2027.
Exactly.
That kind of specific.
100%. And then you vividly visualize yourself actually achieving that goal,
Oh, okay.
engaging all of your senses. So what does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it even taste like? The more vivid, the better.
Okay, so this is where my overactive imagination might actually come in handy.
Exactly.
But how does just thinking about it actually make it happen?
It's not just thinking about it. It's about aligning your energy with your aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
Visualization primes your brain to look for opportunities to take action that aligns with those goals. But you're right, the action part is key. Manifestation without action is just daydreaming.
So you're saying it's not enough to just, create a vision board
Yeah. Right.
and wait for the universe to deliver.
Exactly.
I actually have to, do something.
A vision board can be a great tool,
Okay.
but it's really the actions you take that bring about real change.
Okay.
Manifestation is about taking control of your life,
Right.
steering it in the direction you want to go.
So you're taking the wheel.
Yes.
You're not just along for the ride. I like that analogy.
There you go.
But we all know, even with the best intentions, life can get really overwhelming.
Right.
And that's where taking care of our physical selves comes in, right?
Yes.
Because there's definitely truth to that, saying move your body, free your mind.
100%.
Yeah.
Exercise has incredible benefits, not just for your physical health, we all know that, but for your mental health as well.
Right.
And we all know about those endorphin rushes that exercise gives you.
Right.
But it actually goes a lot deeper than that. Physical activity can actually change your brain chemistry.
Wow.
Reducing those stress hormones, boosting mood-regulating chemicals. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain and body at the same time.
It really is. It's it's not just about looking good, right?
Right.
It's about feeling good, too.
Totally.
So what are some of the best ways to actually get moving for, better mental well-being?
Honestly, I always say the best exercise is the one that you'll actually do. Right.
That's fair.
But if you're looking for something that's very calming and grounding, yoga is fantastic.
Right.
It combines physical poses with deep breathing and mindfulness, so it creates that powerful mind-body connection that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I've heard great things about yoga, but I always worry, I'm not flexible enough. I can barely touch my toes.
Oh, you absolutely do not have to be a contortionist to benefit from yoga.
Okay, good.
There are modifications for literally every level.
Okay.
And even just gentle stretching can make a huge difference.
Okay.
And of course, if you prefer something a little bit more outdoorsy, a simple walk in nature can be so therapeutic.
There's something so calming about being in nature.
Oh, it's like hitting the reset button
Yeah.
on your brain.
It really is.
And then for those who like a little bit more intensity, there's running, cycling, dancing.
Right.
Anything that really gets your heart rate up. I think the key is to find something that you genuinely enjoy, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like just another chore on your to-do list.
Yeah, definitely. And don't underestimate the power of strength training.
Yes.
It's not just about building muscles. It's about, building resilience. I always feel so much more capable after a good lifting session.
Absolutely. Overcoming those physical challenges, it can translate into mental toughness, too. It's
Right.
like you're proving to yourself that you are stronger than you think you are.
Yeah.
Both physically and mentally.
Which can be a really powerful feeling.
Yes.
So we've got breathing, meditation, manifestation, movement.
Right.
What about just, the mental side of things?
Yeah.
Are there tools for, shifting our perspective when life just throws those curveballs?
This might sound surprisingly simple,
Okay.
but I think one of the most powerful tools is gratitude.
Okay.
Taking the time to really appreciate what you already have, no matter how small it is, it can really shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance.
Right.
And that can make all the difference when you're, working towards those goals or you're facing those challenges in life.
Yeah. It's like treating your brain to see the good, which I think can make those goals feel more attainable.
Exactly. Gratitude can be such a game changer. And I think a really simple way to start incorporating more gratitude into your life is through journaling.
Okay.
Even just taking a few minutes each day to jot down a few things that you're grateful for can have a really profound impact on your overall well-being.
Yeah, I've dabbled in gratitude journaling before, and it really is amazing how much it can shift your perspective.
It is.
Sometimes, even with all these tools, though, life can still feel really overwhelming. And that's where connection comes in.
Yeah, 100%.
Having people to lean on, people to share with.
You're absolutely right, because we humans, we are social creatures at our core.
Right.
Having strong social connections, it's absolutely crucial for our mental well-being.
Yeah.
And it's not just about having people around you, it's about having people you can truly connect with, who really support you.
Right.
And challenge you to grow.
And it will tell you to get off the couch and go for that walk with them when you're feeling stuck.
Yes.
Because sometimes we need that.
We do.
We need that little push from someone who cares.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's about having that support system.
Yeah.
The people that you can rely on, you can talk to, you can laugh with.
Right.
Even just be silent with. That is invaluable.
Yeah, it really is. And knowing when to reach out for help, knowing when to lean on those connections.
Yes.
That's crucial too.
100%.
It's easy to just try to tough it out on our own,
Yeah.
but sometimes asking for support is the strongest thing that we can do.
Couldn't agree more. And it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength.
Right.
It takes courage to admit when you need support and to allow others to help you.
And sometimes even offering support to others
Yeah.
can be just as beneficial
Literally.
as receiving it
100%.
because it shifts your focus outward, right? And it reminds you that you're part of something larger than yourself.
Exactly. It's that whole idea of helping others helps yourself, right?
Right.
And it creates a sense of connection and purpose, which
Yeah.
we know is incredibly powerful for mental well-being.
It really is. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Breathing, meditation, manifestation, movement, gratitude, and connection. It's like a roadmap
It is.
to a happier, healthier mind. It really is like a roadmap.
It is.
And the best part is, like, we get to choose our own adventure, right?
Exactly.
Pick and choose the tools that resonate most with us.
100%. And, it's important to remember it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's not a destination.
Right.
There can be bumps in the road,
I think
detours,
for sure.
maybe even the occasional wrong turn.
Yeah.
But that's okay. The important thing is to just keep going, keep exploring these tools, and find what works best for you.
And be kind to ourselves along the way.
Yes.
It's so easy to get, caught up in this pursuit of perfect mental health.
Right.
But I think really progress is what matters.
Yes.
Not perfection.
100%.
And speaking of progress, it's amazing to me how these small,
Right.
seemingly simple practices
Yeah.
can really create such a ripple effect in our lives.
Absolutely. And, taking care of your mental well-being,
Yeah.
it doesn't just benefit you, right?
Yeah.
It impacts everyone around you, too.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel good, you're more likely to show up as your best self in literally all areas of your life.
Mm.
Your relationships, your work, even just your interactions with, strangers you pass on the street.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that whole concept of, you have to fill your own cup
Right.
so you can then pour into others.
Yes.
And sometimes I think that just means giving yourself permission
Yes.
to prioritize your own well-being, even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
I couldn't agree more. Whether it's, like you said, 5 minutes of meditation,
Right.
a walk in nature, journaling about things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Those small acts of self-care can make a world of difference.
They're like deposits into your mental health bank account.
Exactly.
And over time, those deposits really do add up.
And, you bring up a great point, too, because I think a lot of people, they want these, quick fixes.
Right.
And it's important to remember there are no magic solutions or overnight fixes.
Right.
Mental well-being is an ongoing practice.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong journey of, self-discovery and growth.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's about embracing those ups and downs, the good days and the bad, and learning to navigate all of it with
Yeah.
compassion and resilience,
Exactly.
and knowing that we don't have to do it alone.
Right.
There are resources available, people who understand
Yeah.
and can offer support. So if you're struggling, please don't hesitate to reach out.
100%. There's no shame in asking for help.
Not at all.
It's a sign of strength, not weakness.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired after this deep dive.
Me too.
It's a good reminder that we really do all have the power
We do.
to cultivate greater mental well-being in our lives.
Absolutely. And like we were talking about before, it really doesn't have to be complicated
Oh,
or
yeah.
overwhelming. Sometimes the simplest practices are really the most profound.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. What one small step can you take today to really nourish your own mental well-being? Keep that in mind as you go about your day. Until next time, be kind to yourselves and each other.